Yesterday we had the topic which was number 1, reprogram the subconscious mind. Those of you are not there yesterday, please go through the video recording. And if you have not got the video recording because your data is not with me, please ask me. Today's topic in bigger font, enhance emotional intelligence. The modern scientific study on emotional intelligence has been done by Daniel Goleman. The 2 books I read, Emotional Intelligence, talks about the scientific studies when each emotions, different emotions are going on, what exactly happens in the brain, various regions of the brain, which region gets activated by happiness, which region gets activated by sadness, which region gets activated by putting all sort of electrodes, probes on the skull so that they can get the signals from inside the brain. And working with emotion intelligence, these are the 2 books. One is how to deal with those emotions. But otherwise, emotion is something which is well written in our own scriptures. Basically, when you talk about any Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita or Patanjali Yoga Sutras, they all talk about emotions and how do you control the emotions. Because meditation is nothing but ensuring that the emotions are all removed. There is no variation in the mind. Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, written 2500 years ago, says Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That means the mind is like the ocean with waves on the surface. Now the surface is full of waves, it is rough. We are not able to see the bottom of the sea. The bottom of the sea is the consciousness. In fact, where I did my yoga MSc, the department is called Department of Yoga, Yogic Science and Human Consciousness. Now we have to see what is in the human consciousness, because the same consciousness is connected to the infinite consciousness. That is a supreme intelligence which pervades the entire universe. And Advaita Siddhanta, they say that infinite intelligence and your own whatever inner intelligence, they are same. Advaita means there are no 2 things. It is what is outside is also inside. And that's what Napoleon Hill talks about. When you ask for something with good emotions, the brain waves are able to connect to the infinite intelligence. And what you ask for is manifested. And movies like Secret, they talk about it. And I have got some indication that it is working based on my own limited experience. And Secret movie gives a lot of information about it. So having full control of our emotions is not only good for our own maturity, is also good for acquiring whatever we need from the universe. So that's why it is important. Now, let us take the train journey example. Now, to suppose you have to receive somebody and see off somebody in a railway station, and you require a ticket. What tickets you need there? Let us make people busy in chat box also, so that I get to know that you are there surely with me. What type of ticket is required to receive? Yeah, platform tickets. Devendra says platform ticket. So you need a platform ticket. Now with the platform ticket, are you allowed to board the train and travel a short distance, maybe 10 kilometers? Platform ticket liya hai. Journey ticket also is 10 rupees, platform ticket also 10 rupees. So that's why just VT से CST से दादर आ जाते हैं. 10 रुपए तो दिया हुआ है ना वैसे. Is it allowed? No. Because that ticket entitles you only to go to the platform and not board the train. If you want to board the train, you require a journey ticket. Only then you will be allowed to travel. Now, how do I correlate this one? What do you think is emotional intelligence? And what do you think is a journey ticket? when you compare IQ and EQ, what is, let us say, what is platform ticket? Is it IQ or EQ? Chat. IQ is what? Is it IQ is platform ticket or so platform ticket is IQ. And what is EQ? Journey ticket. That means IQ entitles you to go to the job market, be available in the job market, and get into the train and get out before the train starts. Not beyond that. Giri says not clear. I'll explain. You mean to say voice clear? I hope. Concept. Is it voice which is not clear or the concept?
No, sir. The concept of equating platform ticket with IQ and journey ticket with EQ. So that is concept is not clear, sir. If you can give some more example.
Entitles you to go to the platform where jobs are available. Because every job will tell, we want, say, engineering degree. We want so many marks in 10 standard to 12 standard to engineering each semester. And they will conduct an aptitude test. Based on the aptitude test, they'll say, okay, you are qualified. So you are qualified to apply for a job. Whether you will get that job or not, in the interview as decided by the interviewing panel, how good you are in the emotional department. You may be very highly qualified academically, but if you are one who cannot hold your temper or you get distressed very easily, with a basic idea of the interview, how much you are able to gauge that person, and they say, yeah, he's very intelligent, but his attitude is not correct. The attitude precisely comes into his emotional intelligence. So you are rejected because you don't have the EQ. That means you don't have the journey ticket. You had only the platform ticket, which is equivalent to IQ. Now, in spite of that interview, people still do mistakes because everything cannot be gauged in that half-an-hour interview. And after making the person work in the company for 1 year, then that comes something known as probation confirmation. And the probation confirmation, if you are not being able to do well, and what will be the some example, suppose somebody has to be thrown out after the probation. One, of course, you can say that he was not able to perform. Technically, he was not able to perform. So that means in spite of having high marks, that person was not able to perform at all. So IQ itself was wrong. Maybe the examination system itself is bad. What else will be the reason for throwing out somebody at the end of probation? Typically, what could be the, tell me some examples of what is written in the appraisal form, why this person is not suitable for continuation in the company. One is attitude. So attitude is nothing but EQ. Is it not the EQ of the boss and not the EQ of the staff? Bad boss, yes. We can't have any choice. There are bad bosses. But as an employee, I should have the emotional intelligence of managing even with bad bosses. So the bad boss has been continuing for so many years. Now that means he's not bad. He's bad for you or me. But he has been a boss. That means there is something good in him. So Nagesh Saab says creating terror. That means he's not behaving properly. He's getting angry at people and making them afraid of him. Not able to manage the boss, because ability to manage with anyone, including bad bosses, is a requirement of an emotionally intelligent person. So we have no choices. When you join a company, I can't say, hey, give me a good boss, then only I'll continue. There are bad bosses. So, yeah, Raghavan says learning attitude. If somebody doesn't want to learn, that is arrogance of that person. Arrogance will come under, that means no humility. So it will come under definitely under lack of emotion intelligence. So we don't have a choice of boss. Unplanned leaves, but that person is not in control of himself or herself. So all this point to one thing, that IQ can get you a job, but EQ will keep you in the job and make you go further in the job. Giri, am I clear, Giri? If there is something more, then we'll take it offline. So study says that people get job because of 20%, that is in success in life, in jobs or business, even business. You have to be more humble to your customers, because customers will not come back to you if you show your arrogance. If you get angry at a customer because he has not liked your product, even later when you have got a better product to offer, he will not come to you. So in spite of all that, you have to still be humble and still be smiling. And if you're smiling only externally, but you're boiling inside, he can make out that you are not smiling genuinely. It is all facade, like somebody is forced to smile because of the job role. And people will make out it is a fake smile. Now, why do you think that IQ is so less, 20% only is a weightage and 80% is the EQ? Any idea? Because this is ridiculous, just having 20%. Karuna sir, thank you. I mean, IQ is, unless IQ is there, how can you work in a company? I mean, you can't take somebody in the company, you will only good in EQ and not in IQ. Because the comparison here is not with someone with low IQ or high IQ. We are comparing the same population, same pass out from similar colleges, getting into a companies, almost similar marks, because companies say we want 60% cutoff. And once 60% or 80% doesn't make a difference at all. 60% also will be considered equivalent to 80%. What matters is how good is emotionally. So it is not that IQ is relegated to the background. No, IQ is required, because without IQ, you cannot even work. Like without going to the platform, you can't board a train. You need IQ. After having gone into the platform, how far you can go in the journey of life, that is determined by the EQ. More EQ, you go far in life. Longer, like you paid more money for the ticket, you go longer distance. You can go from CST to Chennai. Otherwise, you'll probably get down at Bangalore. And more EQ, you are more comfortable. That means the more money you pay, you probably go first class. Otherwise, you go on unreserved ticket. That means your journey of life becomes tumultuous. So IQ delivers the job to the organization. EQ will take you along with the organization. 1, 2, 3, 4, please change your name something else, because 1, 2, 3, 4 my password. So let me know your name. You can rename yourself. Now, I told you yesterday that subconscious, whatever we think manifests itself. So thoughts become things. So thoughts with emotions will get priority in the subconscious. When you're aspiring for something, when you're asking the universe to give you something, only when there are emotions, that too positive emotions of desire. I want this, strong positive desire. It is not greed that I want somebody else's money. I want money is desire. I want somebody else's money is greed. Lobh, we call it in Sanskrit or Hindi. Lobh is bad. Desire is not bad. We want. And once you say with proper emotions, takes place. Faith. This is happening. Emotion of love and sex, because sex is not bad. Sex is, without sex, there is no reproduction.
Good evening, Govind.
Somebody please mute. Narendra, I think.
पहले कनेक्ट करके फिर डिस्कनेक्ट कर लिया.
Narendra, please mute.
अच्छा. तो वीडियो ऑन कर लो.
He's telling somebody to, yeah, let me. Why I am not able to mute people? Anyway. So we need enthusiasm and hope.
First class now, back to normal.
Narendra.
Vijay sir.
To mute.
Vijay sir.
Yeah. Mute
Vijay sir, you can make me co-host. I'll mute person.
ना मैं कर दिया.
Mute from your side, sir.
कौन बोल रहा है?
Sagar here.
1 minute, Sagar. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Let me. Somebody can handle that part, Sagar.
Yeah, I just shattered that. So make me co-host.
I am making you. I can only make you host. I don't know why. Anyway.
Okay, so the name of Hema is there, then I think she will make it.
No, Hema is also.
Can't. Huh?
Hema is also. Because I don't know. It says make host only. I don't want to make host anybody.
So you need to make the changes in the settings initially only, then you'll be able to.
Okay. Yes. Tomorrow I'll see that. Right. This is the second day I'm doing independent Zoom. So okay. So 7 major emotions. Only when these emotions are there, we are able to manifest those right things. Because opposite emotions are there. If it is fear, if it is jealousy, if it is hatred, if it is revenge, it is greed, if it is superstition and anger. You may pray with all your things, but is I am praying by God, it is not going to happen. This fear that is not going to happen. Or God, you are not giving me. I so many times I asked you, you're not giving me. That is anger against the God himself. Nothing going to come. God will say, hell with you. I don't bother about. Or hatred. Do something to make loss to other guy. Nothing going to work. So we have to ensure that we are all filled with positive emotions. And that is intelligence. So prayer also works when it is filled with positive emotions. When you pray with fear, doubt, or even anger, the infinite intelligence will not act on that prayer. And only with positive emotions. Now let us come to some theoretical discussion about what is emotion intelligence. One is recognizing our own feelings and that of others. Second is motivating ourselves. Third is managing emotions well in ourselves, in our relationships. Now, do you think recognizing our own emotions, feelings and emotions, is it so difficult? When we are angry, why is it that we are not able to make out that we are angry? Have you ever come to have an experience in yourselves that I was angry and I didn't even know? Or have you heard somebody telling like that? People do all irrational things. When they're angry, they might hit somebody so hard and even kill the person by mistake. It happened in the case of the current political leader who had to go to jail in Punjab because he pushed somebody so hard that man fell down and lost his life, and he has to resign from his parliamentary seat some 10 years ago. Then Supreme Court said no, he died of heart attack, but one parliamentary term he had to miss, all because one small fight between two people in parking of a car in the parking lot. This man pushed that other old man and the person died. Now the push must be so hard because of that anger, he wouldn't even realize how hard he is pushing. So we all have heard people saying, I was so angry, I did not know what I was doing. It means you are not able to recognize your own feelings and emotions. And sometimes we can't understand the emotion of other people. When they are angry, we deal with them in a manner that their anger goes up further. When somebody is angry, we should keep in mind that this person is angry. This is not the time to talk to this person because he is not in a sense to take out any of your things. So we are unaware. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is Krishna, my ex-colleague from Navy. Thank you, Krishna. Now, motivating ourselves. Why should me motivate myself? It is my manager's job. No? Do you agree that motivation is boss's job? No. Because you can't know what sort of bosses we get. We'll get a bad boss who will not motivate you. Just because he or she doesn't motivate me, do I end my life there? I have to find a way out. So self-motivated people will only rise on the ladder. So I have to motivate myself, and motivation is an emotional intelligence competence. Boss's motivation is extra, bonus. And if you get both of it, my own motivation, my boss's motivation, fantastic. But don't ever depend upon saying that my boss will motivate me. It motivates, what we say in Hindi, sone pe suhaga. But don't bank on that, because each boss is different. And third is managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationships. So these are three things. So we'll talk about the left part only, because that right part will come in another secret that we are going to talk about. And when we talk about communication, we'll talk about empathy. So here we'll talk about emotional self-awareness, assessment. So I'm going to send you a test, EQ test, which I got 50 questions for your own self-analysis of where you stand in various components. Components are emotional awareness, self-control, empathy, social skill. So all four of them are covered in the test. It is for you to assess yourself and keep the data to yourself. I don't need the data. So we'll cover this left portion in this session today. Now, what is the biological basis of emotions? And why do we need it after all? Won't it be so nice that, we don't get angry at all? We don't get sad at all. Life is a journey of happiness, continuously being on the high, as if you are taken drugs throughout your day and night. It would be nice. Now, why anger is required? Any justification? Can anybody tell me why we need anger and why you need sadness? So all the negative emotions, why nature has provided these emotions? Why fear? We should be fearless, na? Because fear is going to make us stop doing so many things which are capable of. So why all this have been given to us by nature? And we say supreme intelligence. The supreme intelligence did not bother to even remove all these things. Yeah. Stop emotional baggage forward. Boss's motivation is to get his goal, and self-motivation is for your job satisfaction. Well, correct. Now, there is a small piece of the brain called amygdala. Deep inside the brain, which is the one which triggers all emotions. Now, how it works, and deep inside the brain means it has been part of the reptilian brain. The reptiles migrated from the sea to the land. That is how life was born on the landmass. The reptilian brain brought it, and reptilian brain had only three problems that it had to face. One is it has to eat food. One it has to ward off enemies. And one is it has to procreate. The procreation so that its generation continues. Safeguard yourself from the enemies and save yourself from hunger so that you can eat something for the day. So those three were programmed inside the reptilian brain in the amygdala. And life evolved from the reptilian reptiles. What we are today has actually come from the reptiles. Now, how it works is, suppose we see, our eyes see some dangerous situation like a python here. Now, eye is only a camera. Eye can't decide what it is. Eye doesn't have the intelligence and processing capacity. It just takes a photograph and then it has to send to the visual cortex, which is here. And visual cortex has to decide, kya cheez hai? What exactly is this? And there it processes with similar images of the past. Either you have seen it yourself or you heard of it from your grandparents or parents, or you have seen it in National Geographic. Yeah, this one is a dangerous situation. So some finite amount of time, maybe few microseconds time is involved for that visual cortex to take a decision about what this danger is. so that it can tell the brain, now tell your legs to run from here because it is a dangerous situation. But sometimes you may not have the luxury of having that much extra time to decide. So nature has provided a parallel path to the amygdala from the visual cortex, that same nerve. And amygdala has been programmed saying that if that visual cortex process information, analyze information, if it is late in coming by whatever trigger, then don't wait. You take action. You assume it is dangerous and run from there. So you might run, and after running, you might say, oh, no, this was not a danger. Sometimes you, middle of the night, suddenly there is a noise in the kitchen, some burtan falling down. You get up with this, oh my God, thief. Then by the time data has come, no, yesterday there was a cat, the same cat must have come. But by the time you would have already taken 10 steps. There was a lawyer, brilliant lawyer in the US. He had a brain tumor. While operating that brain tumor, the nerve connecting the visual cortex nerve to the amygdala got disconnected. It got cut. He was a brilliant lawyer earlier, but after this, he became a useless lawyer. Because with the analysis, he can decide on 10 different strategies of arguing a case, but out of the 10, which one he feels good about it. But it's a gut feeling that this is the method that I need to use. That can only come when the amygdala is working. Because gut feeling, so all feelings involving amygdala. So we can't do away with that. So we need it. Now, why do we need fear? Why do we need anger? Because we can't survive without that. We're all cavemen. And our job to go to office means go for hunting and gathering. And when you go for hunting and gathering, we get animals. They're also coming for hunting and gathering. Animals like tiger. And they won't come just like that. They will come with a lot of roaring sound. Now we are not in caves. And there are no animals, but we are in cabin or cubicles. And if you look at the structure of a cave and structure of a cabin, they're exactly same. This also 3 sides closed, 1 side open. This is also 3 sides closed, 1 side open. Only difference is this is natural rock. This may be made of wood and plastic and metal. Functionally, we have not changed in the last 40 years from being cavemen to cubicle men. But is there any animal in the office now? If it is there, say yes, and tell me who is the animal. Who are the animals in the office who are dangerous to you like the tiger was to you in the forest? Colleagues can be, boss can be, correct. We ourselves, that is suicide, being suicidal. We go and fight with the boss, that is we are ourselves our enemies. So we are surrounded by colleagues, subordinates, customers, bosses giving assignments. But do they roar? Do the animals roar? The animals in the office, do they roar? And what do they do? What do animals in the office do to you? They'll do politics, they'll do backbiting, they will roar also, but it may not be physical roar. That animal has got morphed into animal, it becomes an email. The roaring will come in the form of an email. And have you heard the roar in the email? And have you ever roared back also? Then a bigger roar from that side. And very soon there is a fire in the forest, in the office, or the internet. So I used to be afraid of Nagesh says I used to be afraid of the mail boy because he'll bring all angry mails, physical mails, na? Because he's in a business like that. Depends from where the roar is coming, yeah. But roar can be coming from colleagues also. Roar can be coming from the subordinates also. As a manager, you have to worry about that also. You have to worry about the CEO's role. You have to worry about your own manager's role. So any roar is dangerous. So I'll give an example of a roaring mail afterwards. So in spite of all that, we should be like the water bottle. I got a water bottle here. Now I can do anything with the water bottle. I can shake it, I can push it, I can throw it, I can kick it, I can throw it and catch. Nothing happens to the water inside the water bottle. Try doing the same thing with a soda bottle and then try to open. It will splash. So emotionally intelligent people will not allow anybody else shaking, throwing, pushing, pulling, punching to affect their inside. Unlike a soda bottle. So we have to be like the water bottle. Keep the equanimity within you. So that example of whatever I mentioned, that mail, roaring mail. So a mail from a junior level manager. There's one big company, one small company. The small company was taken over by the big company. When merger like this happens, the small company has to understand all the processes of the big company. So there are amalgamation related trainings happening. So a junior level manager, middle level manager, belonging to the big company, 60,000 people company, writing a mail to the senior most manager of the small company which is being taken over, and let me connect my charger. And he says all these things. I'm in touch with the training department who are working in training programs for associates in Germany and India. I wanted to know if by any chance your teams are also working on any similar programs for our associates. Then do let me know about it so that we are on the same page. So there's a mail which is asking for, please give me details of any training you are doing, because I am required to consolidate all the training here and ensure that what training takes place. So you are 1,500 people. When they join my 60,000 people company, they are well aware of the HR processes, the finance processes, the quality process, etc. If you are the recipient of this mail, do you think you should get angry on this mail? Obviously no, because he's asking for data. So what will be the answer? Write in the chat box, what will you give the answer? Typically, just one word answer, what will you give? You'll say, yes, sure, I'll give you the data. And if you are done training, he said, yeah, I done the training. This is why panic, Nagesh sir? I'm asking a data from you. I'm not threatening you. I'll get back to you, no? I'll get back to you. My pleasure to say.
If you have not done it, you wonder whether that will be a negative on your part.
Yeah, but that is your back of the mind if you have got that problem.
Yeah.
Back of the mind if you have got that worry. So it is not the mail itself which is giving that. It is your background which is giving that. Yeah, you are true in that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but the reply was this one. Now you see whatever Nagesh sir said is there in that. Fear, anger, ego, all those things. Like ego means I informed your boss. I don't talk to you. I'm a big manager here. You are a small manager in big company maybe, but I'm a big manager. I'm a vice president. You are only a yum type. That is ego. So I don't talk to you without realizing that he's a vice president in a 1,500 company, whereas the other person is a manager in a 60,000 people company. That is hierarchical difference is there. But he doesn't understand that. Then he says, I have no idea who you are interfacing. Tum kaun ho? And that is typically the word used when you are angry. Who are you? I'll make it clear one more time. Dobara bol raha hu. Tamil mein say tirpi sol raha hai. Ananya. Why tirpi sol raha hai? You already told once, na? That is enough. But in anger, people use all these fancy words. So, what do you think will happen to this manager after this mail goes public? What is your guess? These are real stories, nothing concocted. Fire, very good, correct. There is no warning, especially when the case of merger, no warning, because they'll say, yeah, you'll be useless. See, this is only one mail, but the same attitude will be seen in other meetings also, being unhelpful, being uncooperative. So normally, and HR has got a very nice template mail for such things. They say, they will not say you are fired. They say, we have tried to map your competencies with the existing roles in the company, and we could not find a suitable role. We'll give 1 month. You go and find out from other verticals whether they can absorb you. In that case, you can continue. But the message has gone to all the verticals that please don't take him. That is politics. So exactly same thing happened to this guy also, and I was witness to that. Now, as Nagesh said, this happens because emotions which are underlying. This is called a Kubler-Ross change curve. Any change happening, first reaction is shock. My God, this is happening. And then it says denial. Any merger. It happened to me because my company was to be taken over by another company. Initial was shock. Then they say, no, it won't happen. Said our management will not do that. Then actually it said, our CEO said we are going to get merged and we are not getting any projects in future, and your people will be used for as manpower for other company. And no more training, no more recruitment, no more projects. Frustration sets in. Uncontrolled frustration becomes depression. And those people who do not get into depression are able to say, well, let us see what to do. Experiment. Kya karenge? And then they will take a decision either to remain here or part. Those who remain will integrate. So he was in this scenario. Frustration, depression, big manager, top 5. Merger means one of the top 5,000. So it is frustrating. And this panic reaction, actually, as Nagesh said, is because of that back-end story rather than the mail itself. And poor chap was sent the mail, must be wondering, मैंने क्या गुनाह किया है? Simple mail तो भेजा है. गुस्सा क्यों हो रहा है इतना? I had gone to Sanchi in Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, say 2 hours, and there are these Buddhist. Supa is any case Buddhist, where Buddha's relics are buried. Like one tooth is buried here in that. Now, there are 4 statues holding up the rock panel above, and 4 of them got 4 different expressions on their face. What is the expression on the face of this particular statue? Sanchi Stupa is correct. What is the expression? What is he feeling?
Smile.
Sad. No, he's not smiling. I'll smile, I'll show you. You're mistaken. Crying. रो रहा है. My God, इतना काम दिया मैनेजर ने. So heavy it is. He's smile दिखा रहा हूँ दूसरा. ये smile है और laugh है.
Okay.
Same weight, same panel, same team. He बोलते हैं, oh मजा आ रहा है. Ah, very nice है. I'm holding it. Khushi. 3rd and 4th statue, they are broken because this was discovered, I think, rediscovered. I mean, it was built during 300 years ago. Buddha was 2,500 years ago. Ashoka was 2,300 years ago. He got married to the princess of Vidisha. This is Vidisha district of Madhya Pradesh. So 2,300 years after that, it was buried under the forest, and then it was rediscovered by some Englishman. And by the time, they're all partially broken. So 3rd one shows anger. And 4th one shows total peace. Shanti hai, kya problem bhaiya? Kuch bhi nahi hai. Enjoy. Be peaceful. Another one is angry. That means for the same weight that you are getting, that means the same work you are doing, one person is sad, one person is happy, one person is angry, one person is taking it neutrally. That means we have the control. It is not the work which makes us angry. We make ourselves angry. For no rhyme or reason. Even as a bad boss, you can smile. Great. So never give the remote control of your emotions to your stakeholders, whether it is boss or spouse or neighbor, another road user, jo bhi ho, never keep the remote with you. गुस्सा करना है तो खुद गुस्सा हो जाओ, दुखी होना है तो खुद दुखी हो जाओ, खुशी होना है तो खुद खुश हो जाओ. Don't wait. He did not praise me, therefore I am not feeling happy about it. Hell with him or her. I am happy because I know I done a good job. I can do this one. And if I do a bad job, I can kick myself off because I got legs long enough to kick on my backside or pat on myself on my back. If others do it, fantastic. Not kicking, patting. It happened again in one company, and my colleague was driving in a two-wheeler, and then one idiot spat on him. And this happens in cities. And I used to go to Tata Motors office. I had to cross Ghatkopar railway station to catch my bus. I always used to have an extra shirt in my office. No guarantee that somebody sitting above me in the double-decker bus suddenly decides to spit all the pan on me. So I had an extra shirt there. Now, if it happens to you, what will you do? Somebody spits on your shirt? What are the various things that you can do? Not you. What are the various choices? Shankar, can I share an experience shared by one senior manager? Yeah, you can do that, Shankar. You can unmute yourself and do that. So angry, shout, react, shout at him.
So when you shared that the expression of that statue, just reminded me because about 15 years back, I had asked one of very senior HR person in GE, I asked a question about work-life balance. So he said it all depend upon individuals. See, a person, he has seen two sets of people. A person who is spending more than 8 hours with the family feel that he has very less time with the to spend time with the family. But at the same time, if you ask another person who hardly find 30 minutes, he will say, I'm able to spend enough time with the family. So work-life balance is all about how you look at it, each situation. So
Correct.
When you mentioned about the statues, four are holding the same structure.
Yes.
But everybody feel it differently, depend upon the way you look at the situation. Correct. I thought of sharing that one. Sir.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
for
And this was, carved by that sculptor 2,300 years ago. And Stephen Covey, what he writes in habit number 1 is precisely this: you keep the control yourselves. That means 2,300 years ago, it is written in stone. So yeah, we have various options. Now, if you shout at him and he twists your hand like this, earlier it was red with the pan, now it is red with your own blood. Now, whom to blame after that? Do you blame him or do you blame yourself? So you have to look at the situation and do accordingly. If you are capable of shouting at him, please do that. If you are not capable of shouting, don't get automatically angry. There are other methods of tackling it. You can probably file a police complaint because of a nuisance. So every situation has to be done based on what you can do in such situation. That requires you to analyze the situation and not act on impulse. That means you should be aware of your emotions and then take decision what is to be done. That means self-awareness has to be there. One case, somebody had parked a car in front of a sweet shop. He thought he will just quickly go and buy some sweets, but unfortunately it was a no parking area. By the time he came out, a policeman was chaining the car. This man sat in the car seat, started the car, and car started moving. The policeman came to hold it like that. He did not stop. The policeman fell on the bonnet. With the policeman on the bonnet of the car, this man drove for 1.5 kilometers. Another junction, another police officer has to fire on the tires to make him stop. That means he was totally unaware of what is happening. Will you or me do such things in life?
Not at all.
Not at all. Vivek sir, will you do that? Do you know who has done that? Don't tell the name, just say yes or no. Yeah, he knows, I know. He was our boss. And if he can do it, anybody can do it. He was afraid of being deported to Canada because he was a Canadian citizen with an expired visa. And suddenly came to life, because in Canada, this is what happens when you are caught on expiry of visa. That fear made him forget all intelligence. So it can happen to him, it can happen to us. And he has been imprisoned for 3 years in jail. Because it is no longer a traffic offense, it is attempt to murder or culpable homicide. Intelligent people, Dr. Subhash Mukherjee invented the method of producing the first test tube baby, what we call as IVF, in vitro fertilization. 1978, he discovered that method or invented that method. But jealousy from the doctors.
The sound quality
is
not good, or
so jealousy of the
it's
people
my
in Calcutta. They did not allow him to publish in paper also. They said, you are a fraud. You're not done anything of that sort. They didn't even allow him to allow the parents to tell that, when parents will not definitely come out and say, my daughter is born, she's 38-year-old, settled in Mumbai, MBA. It came in the Hindu Week newspaper some years back. Because of that disappointment, he went into depression. 1981, he committed suicide. 78, he discovered he was not allowed to publish paper. After 2-3 months, another scientist from US published a new paper based on his own studies. That man got the credit for developing the system. This man who had done it 6 months earlier was not allowed to get the credit. His wife fought for him. 15 years later, it was agreed by the government of India that indeed he has done that. 15 years too late. There is a movie, Ek Doctor Ki Maut, in which Pankaj Kapoor has acted, based on this story. You get tears when you watch that movie, available in YouTube. To take proper decisions, emotions have to be under control. Captain Sullenberger, piloting a US Airways, 100 passengers on board, both engines failed because of bird hit. He did not know where to go. He said, only place I can land is the Hudson River. Landed without any problem because he kept his cool. His co-pilot asked him, there is an interview. The interview is, what was in your mind when? Were you praying? He said, no, I did not have time to pray. I wanted to land this. I told the co-pilot, you watch, you pray, I'll watch all the gauges so that come parallel to the water. Not a single casualty. Every one of the 100 people there, because he kept his cool. And similar thing happened in India. Was he called Captain Vasant, ex-Air Force, ex-NDA. Air India undercarriage was not releasing. So he went round and round the airport to finish all the fuel. Because with the fuel, if it lands, it will be sure fire. Finish all the fuel, just enough to land. Zero fuel, no fire. People died. Some people died because of the impact. But 80% people saved because he kept his cool, because he is afraid, panic, he can't do the piloting properly. So self-awareness is which emotions they are feeling and why, and realize the links between the feelings, emotions, and performance, and they have their own value system. So anger will make our heart pump faster. Lungs take shallow and strong, fast breaths, blood rushing to hands, blood rushing to head. Because when you are angry, we need to fight. You need energy, you need oxygen, you need blood. So focus on your body. And if you are getting blood supply like this, they say, yeah, I'm getting angry. That is being self-aware. In the case of fear, the blood will rush to the legs because you need to run. You say, I'm getting scared. That focusing on your own physiology, you can make out what emotions you are facing. And if you are not able to understand what are your lacuna, what are your strong, bad points, there is something in the Johari window where something that you know about yourself, known to self, that is called arena. Something you do not know, but others know. For example, it is simple thing like when you are somebody giving a lecture, some people have a tendency of saying, isn't it or not? Isn't it or not? Isn't it or not? And students will keep counting, okay, in this 60 minutes, he has done 40 times. The man himself doesn't know that he is talking like that. Everybody else knows. So how to know? Ask those people. Ask for feedback. There are certain things which are known to self, but others know about it. There are some secrets which I have, but that is a secret which I can part with, tell other people also, so that I don't come out across as a very, very secretive person. So volunteer to give feedback, facade will reduce. Volunteer to take feedback, blind spot will reduce. Arena becomes larger. So people come and tell you if you're angry, hey, you're looking very angry. Don't talk to that manager like that. No, because when you're talking like, I get a feedback from somebody else. And unknown, not known to me, not to others. So there is a method by which you can do that. For example, these are some, if you search in Google, Johari and Nohari, you'll get all these adjectives. You give it to people, okay, boss, don't write your name, take 5 things for me. What you think I am. So you might take, say, you're a patient person, but you're also a cynical person, 33. Then you will always look sad, 45. 29, you look tense. And if 10 out of 10 people say you are looking tense all the time, that means there is some truth in that. You don't have to take the data as such, but it will give a guidance to you that you can depend upon other people to give feedback without they feeling defensive about it. And these are not the only adjectives. You just search for Nohari, you'll get plenty of adjectives like this. Now, don't treat your feelings are good or bad. Feelings are there. Anger is there because you get maximum power within you when you are angry. So if you have to run away from a place or you fight with somebody, you require anger. So nature has provided anger because it's an energy booster for you. Nature has provided fear because you can run fast when you're afraid. Now they say, no, a deer, why does a deer run and why does the lion chase it? And who wins most of the times?
Deer run for life.
Deer runs for his life. So it runs for a life, and lion?
For its food.
Correct. Lion
Also for his life.
No, it lives for the living. For the day. His life is not threatened. His living is threatened. If it doesn't eat for many days, of course, life is threatened. But that threat is not as grave as the immediate threatening of the lion. So, most of the cases, the deer wins because it is running for its life. Motivation is much more. Where it loses is, after running little far, it looks back. Lion kahan hai? It slows down the speed. If it doesn't look back, the lion will never catch it. And that is also nature's method, because if all deers escape, lion bhukha mar jayega na. So virus bhi dala, dekh lo beech mein. So that
then lion become the fastest then.
Lion has to become faster afterwards. But it is not made so fast that it will get its food easily. Isko bhi tum struggle karo, tabhi milega. Okay. So self-control is required, and there is a study actually in young children. Marshmallow is some sweet, some spongy type of sweet. Halwa jaisa apna. So 4-year-old kids were put in a room, and a plate of the marshmallow was kept there, and children are told, "Chuna mata. If you don't touch it for next 15 minutes, sabko do milega." And the door was closed. They were observing from outside in a one-sided glass. Some people, children will eat. Some people said, no, teacher ने बोला 2 मिलेगा बाद में. And they tracked them 15 years later, and they found out that those children who had not succumbed to the temptation of eating it, they were doing very well in life. That self-control ensured that they were disciplined, they studied hard, they worked hard, gained intelligence, emotional intelligence. They were more socially competent, self-assertive, and coped better, whereas the others who had eaten were more stubborn, indecisive, and stressed individuals. That means self-control is of paramount importance, and one has to develop it. So how to control emotions? Reflect, look at yourself, observe your body, observe the sensations of the body, so that you become self-aware. Introspect karo, journal likho, journal. Journal mein you don't write your diary that I went here, I got sabji, I went this one, I got the train. No, reflections on whatever has gone wrong, gone right and gone wrong during the day. Write down in a journal. Try to prevent problems from arising, because half that stress is because we procrastinate. We'll talk about procrastination when we talk about something on day 4. Develop a mindset that likes to solve problems instead of a problem. If it is there, is it solvable? Let me solve it. Not solvable, chodo usko. I can't do anything about it. Once I was flying from Pune to Chennai, and the flight was delayed. 5:30 became 10:30, and then finally cancelled because Kingfisher Airlines, they had not paid for the fuel. And you can see people shouting at that poor airport manager, one lady belonging to Kingfisher, shouting, give me Malya's number. I want to talk to Malya now. Raat ko 12 baje Malya se kaun baat karega? And I was observing them, because is there any way you can solve the problem? It's not only one flight, 3 flights of Kingfisher in Pune and across the country, all Kingfisher Airlines stranded because fuel was not given. And people getting angry, people shouting, saying, "Mera flight hai, mera meeting hai, mera ye hai." I mean, kya karenge? You can't give supply. And those who are able to think properly, immediately they cancelled the Kingfisher flight 5:30 itself, took their Airways flight and went off. Those who did not take the initiative, that means where it is possible to solve it. If it is not solvable, forget about it. Worry cloakroom is a small mouse, 50 grams. I can hold the mouse for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but can I hold the same mouse for half an hour? The same 50 grams will become 5 kilos. And my hand will break. Similarly, a small worry remains inside the brain. It becomes larger and larger and larger. So instead of that, say that I got a cloakroom where I'll all keep my worries there. And worry mein rakh ke, I'm not going to look at it. I'll look at it whenever the time comes. And tell yourself in the subconscious mind before you sleep that there is a problem which I need to solve. And when you get up in the morning, the solution occurs. That's why people say, sleep over the problem. Don't sleep with the problem, sleep over the problem. Hand it over to the subconscious mind. And that will transmit to the infinite intelligence, and you'll get the solution. This case is a story of Sir Visvesvaraya. Now he wanted to enter the club in Bangalore. Club is those days the British club. So he wanted to go and see there because he was to appreciate their discipline, etc. They said, uska turban utarna padega. You have to remove the turban and put on a hat, then only you'll be allowed entry. Now he could have got angry. He didn't get angry. He got angry, but not on the person who was telling. He got angry on the system. Then he went and told the Mysore Raja, and Mysore Raja allotted 20 guntas of land in Kaban Park. Now that is a Century Club. Same story is there about Jamshedji Tata. When he was not allowed to entry into the Royal Yacht Club in Mumbai, near Gate of India. He built a Taj Mahal hotel. Same thing happened to Gandhiji, thrown out of the train in South Africa. He said, I'll fight for the South Africa freedom. That is how Satyagraha movement started. So get angry, but get angry on the purpose and not on the person. Natrez, Korean Airlines, the daughter of the owner of the Korean Airlines was there in the flight, and she was sitting in the business class seat, and the air hostess gave a packet of nuts, badam, in the packet itself. She got so angry, she slapped that lady, slapped that cabin crew. That is called a nut rage act. Finally, she was deported from that plane. She was not allowed to fly, and she was blacklisted for all American airlines. So we need to be optimist also, because optimists will say even if something happens, it's hota hai zindagi mein. Whereas pessimists think that mere saath hi kyun ho raha hai? So I left Navy, 23 years, joined Tata Infotech, had finished 5 years. Then Tata Infotech was told that we are going to be merged with TCS. No more training. I was the training manager. No more projects. No more recruitment. Now, what will a training manager do if these things are not there? And they said no more budgets. So I said, Navy छोड़ के इधर आया, अभी ये भी डूब रहा है नौका. I left it, but I came here thinking that I will have a steady job. If I had been a pessimist, I would have wallowed in that thing, because I used to stay in Panvel those days. Panvel to Andheri, 2 hours by train and 2 hours return by train. 4 hours spending in train and doing nothing in the office. And Vivek Bhartiya is the witness to that. Next to each other cubicle. So from training manager, I became a train manager, spending 4 hours of valuable time in the train. But I did not lose hope. I polished my resume, and based on that, I got an offer from another company, Cognizant. Because there is no guarantee that the training manager will be left within the company, because others can be into projects. I will not get any project because there is nothing in the company. So pessimism is bad because it doesn't allow you to do anything. So optimism is good. Negative events are more likely to roll off your back. Positive events will affirm your belief in yourself. And this is a learnable skill. Like this lady, Harry Potter author, she went to some rejected by 10 publishers, did not give up. And now she is the richest and most highly paid author in the whole world. So focus on strengths, look honestly at your weaknesses, practice positive affirmations, subconscious mind. Breathing I'll tell when I'm talking about pranayama, I'll tell. Positive psychology is Mihaly, and I can't pronounce his name. Martin Seligman, there is something as positive psychology. There's TEDx lecture. I'll possibly give you the link in the WhatsApp group, WhatsApp messages. How to cultivate happiness and how to be in a flow when you're working. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there's a sutra which says, Vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavanam. When you are feeling sad, think of a happy event. Nullify this sadness with a happy event. Nullify an angry moment with a loving moment. Thinking is in your... so this is Patanjali Yoga Sutra, written 2,500 years ago. Because he says, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat spriti vibramaha, spriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinasho sab pranashyati. That means krodh se brahm ho the illusion, anger se illusion, illusion se you lose all your analytical capabilities, buddhi doesn't work. When buddhi does work, logic doesn't work, prashtana ho jata hai. And logic doesn't work, you fall in life. पतन हो जाता है. So क्रोध को जितना जल्दी हो सके छोड़ दो. Eliminate anger. This is Bhagavad Gita. Pranayama, I mean, not only pranayama, yoga also helps in emotional control, because yoga is not asana. When I say yoga, yoga is not just asana. Asana in the yoga is not just exercise for the body. It also exercises the hormonal system. And all emotions are nothing but play of hormones. Stress means cortisol in place. Anger means adrenaline secretion. Happiness means, loving means oxytocin. Happiness means dopamine. All these internal organs get massaged when we do yoga and pranayama and meditation. So we'll talk about this later when you talk about the last secret, that taking care of self. Currently, I'll talk about how pranayama helps emotions. In Hatha Pradipika, written 1500 years, that is 500 years ago, in 1500 AD, Swatma Rama says, Chale vate chalam chittaha. Chale vate chalam chittam. Nischale nischalam bhavet. That means very close coordination between the breath and the emotions. You know, anger means fast. Fear means again. And that's why people say, breathe 10 long breaths. Now, if you can continuously live long breaths, where with each breath your stomach is going up and down and not the chest, that means every breath is a long breath, because pranayama helps you to exercise the full lungs to attain your full lung capacity. Instead of taking 15 breaths per minute, which is normal, you will start taking 12 breaths or 10 breaths. Yogis take 5 breaths. More deeper the breath, more stable is the mind. So practice pranayama. In the last class, I will talk about pranayama, asana, yama, niyama, all those things. Meditation, I will talk about it. But time being, for specifically for emotions, pranayama. So make it a habit of doing a. If you don't know what is pranayama, I'll teach you on that particular day, or I'll send you some videos which you can see that. So this is what is required for emotional control. So 8